Three. Hello, good evening. This is Anthony from J&A Exposing Corruption at its Finest. We have a guest tonight, Marcus. So give us a little information about yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anthony. Before I get into that, I just want to say you guys, you and Joy are doing a very positive thing, man. This is very well needed. This was something that should have happened a long time ago, man. And my hat's off to you guys. I know what you're doing. You just telling the truth. You exposing, like you say, the corruption at Sunline. And so you got my support, man. And I just want to get on here tonight and tell my story on what happened with me at Sunline. And I want to say this too, what we're doing and what you're doing is a protected act. Okay, we are in our rights to speak our mind, to the freedom of speech, and we are protected by the First Amendment. Am I right?
Yes, I agree.
We are protected by the First Amendment. So if anybody is thinking about coming back doing something to us, this is recorded. So we are within our rights to do it. Last time I checked, Anthony, this was America. Okay. And
yes,
so American people can speak their mind regardless of what people think or what people may say, and we're being respectful, but we just telling the truth. We telling it like it is. So enough of that. I just, my name is Marcus. I'm a native of California. I was born and raised here. I was born in the hood, okay? And I'm just a regular guy, a regular hardworking brother that has a family, that has two daughters. Praise God, I have most of my daughters. My oldest daughter, she's doing very well. I have a granddaughter. My youngest daughter is 20, and she's in college. So, my kids are doing well. And like I said, I was born and raised here. And I was hustling from a young age, man. I worked, always hustled, always brought in some extra chips. It wasn't nothing lazy about me, man. It's all about the work ethic for me. And so I got involved with transportation, and, I worked for the city for a while, but I always came back to transportation. So this year I'll have approximately 25 years in transportation. So if anybody knows, like Anthony, he's 25, if anybody knows things about public transportation, you and I know about it. And so that's where I'm at. 10 years of that was management. And I was a driver, man. I was sitting in that seat just like you. So I know what it takes to go, what you're going through when you're sitting in that seat dealing with the passengers and customers. So I ain't talking about something I read in a book. I actually experienced it. So I can sit up here and say that. And so that's my thing. And I work for one of the major transportation companies nationwide. I used to go to be on the road and travel and get per diem. And so I've seen all of the United States and all. I did some charter work. And so that's who I am. I'm about somebody that's about doing what's right and helping people. That's my thing, man. I like helping people just like you do, man. And so that's why I'm here, bro.
I appreciate that. So what are some of the problems affecting Sunline Transit as we speak?
Man, how long do you have?
As long as you have, I'm here.
Okay, man. So I've been working for Sunline. Next month will be approximately 4 years. And I'm gonna tell you, Anthony, when I came to Sunline, I met a lot of nice people, a lot of good people, a lot of drivers and stuff. And I'm the kind of guy that I'm fair. I ain't coming in trying to push my authority around and stuff. I believe that if you treat your people right, your people will treat you right, and they'll respect you. So it's all about respect. But one thing I found out at Sunline is that one of the major problems is management doesn't respect the workers. Okay, they treat the workers like They're the haves and we are the have-nots. Okay. I noticed as coming in as a supervisor, my biggest qualm was, and everybody knows this, that the supervisors were making less than the people that they supervised. Okay, and so I'm asking the question, well, why are the supervisors making less than what the drivers are making? And so Todd McDaniels at the time was there. And so I called a meeting with Todd. I said, hey, look, Todd. And we had like a few other supervisors in there that came in with me, with Steve Farhad and Ray Calderon, and all those people that came in there. And so they're the ones, we sat in front of him and we asked the question, Anthony. We said, okay, why are supervisors making less than what the drivers are? You know what he said?
Yeah.
He said, he asked me, he says, well, I'm gonna say this. He says, if you look at the retail side of the business, he said, well, managers that work in the retail, they make less than what their people are making. And I told him, I said, well, you know what? You're talking apples and oranges here. I said, transit has nothing to do with retail side. And so I said, when do you think we're going to get a raise? He says, well, if it's in the budget, maybe you get a raise. Do you know how much money I've made over the last 3 years, the amount of raise that I got in the last 3 years? I made every year 33 cents. That's a crying shame, man. 33 cents a year over 3 years. No, I'm sorry, that's 90 cents over 3 years. So it added up to 33 cents a year, man. And so I was a little bit perturbed about that. And a couple of other guys were perturbed about that. You got a supervisor that's been here for 4 years, and he's probably made $1.25. Okay, so this is what Sunline thinks of their supervisors. Okay, they think the supervisors are worthless. And so that's what sparked the movement. That's what's really sparked one of the movements here at Sunline, is that the supervisors decided to say, you know what, enough is enough. We're not going to take this. We need more money just like everybody else. And so that me and Stefan got together and we decided that we were going to start a union. And so that's what we did. We started the Teamsters Union. And so, and I mean, I can get into what happened during the contract violation. I don't want to get into that, but there's a lot. The other issues is favoritism here at Sunline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Big time favoritism. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
Okay. It's who you know. Okay. We got the chief now. Okay. That was at one time a transportation coordinator. What the heck is a transportation coordinator? I was asking that question. What does a transportation coordinator do? Are you a secretary or what? So within 5 years, this lady became the chief of transportation. Unbelievable. Okay. Secondly, now you got a guy that was an ambulance driver, okay, a dispatcher. He is now the superintendent of transportation. Now, I've worked at many, like I said, I worked 25 years in transportation. And anybody that had a position like that, Anthony, had to have a bachelor's degree.
And experience.
Right? None of those people, man, have any type of college degrees or anything, and they're put in these positions. And another thing is they don't have any transportation experience. They don't know how to run a transit agency. They don't know how to do anything. Okay. That's one of the major problems. Then you got another guy, okay, that was a supervisor. He went away and he supposedly went to Long Beach Transit, And we don't know if he got fired at Long Beach Transit. Then he comes back to Sunline, and then they hire him back. Okay, this guy left Sunline, didn't even give him a 2-week notice, and they hired him back. Why is that? Then when they hired him back, they gave him a higher position. Now you got all of these people that are more qualified than him, but they shot him to the top of the list.
And what did they say? That these people weren't qualified. They weren't
That's it.
qualified.
That's it. Yes, unqualified. Now he walks around like, oh, he's Mr. Big Stuff. Okay, he walks back with his shoulders back, and like, you can't tell him nothing. Okay,
He might give you a good morning if you're lucky.
they don't even speak, man. None of them hardly speaks. The chief don't even speak anymore. I think she's taking on the identity of the GM. Okay, so that's another. So I remember somebody asking me one time. They said, "Oh, the GM, her name is Lauren Skyver." I was like, "Well, who is that?" I had been at Sunline for 2 years, and I didn't even know who the GM was, man. Okay, every transit agency that I worked at, when you got hired at that transit agency, you met the GM. You walked in his office, he looked you in the eye, and he shaked your hand. That's a crying shame that none of the people that work there know who the GM is. The GM is missing in action. She's hardly ever there during the week. She may be on the property maybe once a week. I mean, how you gonna run an agency and not be on the property but once a week? We the last couple of days we've had a major gas leak or some kind of leak. I found out what it was. You can look in your box, and there's a paperwork in the box what they're saying that what it is. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they're saying.
Oh, I got my mail, but I didn't read it.
Yeah. So in your mailbox, they'll tell you, well, they basically said that it was coming from the sewer, and the gases from the sewer were getting in some type of vent pipe that was up on top of the roof, causing it to be sucked back down into the building. Well, guess what? See, people don't know. You just don't know what experience people have. I used to work for the water department. I used to work in the wastewater department, and sewer gas, any type of sewer gas is methane gas. Methane gas is highly explosive. So what should have happened when they found out that that there was a methane gas leak? They should have evacuated everybody and sent everybody home. So what do you think? Maybe people have been exposed to methane gas. There may be some effects that people are going to have.
I had a bad headache, really bad headache that day. I even called my wife and I told her about it. I was like, my head just won't stop hurting. I don't know if it was related to that. But I think that should have been taken more serious than it was. But I just don't understand. We got a brand new building that they spend millions of dollars in this building, the operation building, but it had this problem. I mean, it doesn't make no sense that they use the old piping from the existing sewer. I mean, how can they have possibly had a problem like this?
You're absolutely right, man. This should have never happened. This should have been, that Sunline spends money and they buy the cheapest parts. They waste taxpayer money. They do all of that, all those things, man. Another thing that folks need to know, and from our sources, that there's 8 bank accounts that Sunline has. Why does Sunline have 8 bank accounts? Okay, and where's the money in the bank accounts? If they're a public agency and they need to disclose all of the monies that are in these accounts, but for some reason or another, nobody knows about those accounts.
Maybe a forensic audit would expose that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
What are solutions? What can you offer to make Sunline a better place to work? You as your experience in transit and water district and management and city and all your life's experiences.
You know, I think they basically need to clean house, man. The people that are running this agency, a lot of them are not qualified. Okay. That would be the thing. Come in and clean house. Get rid of these people. Bring in people that know how to manage people. Okay. That know how to run an agency, that are really concerned about their employees. We know that the GM is not concerned about the employees. The GM is she's been there 5 years. So if you calculate, man, 250,000 a year, she's made over $1 million. Okay. Money talks and BS walks. Okay. That's basically what it's all about. I think she's just there to collect the money. And everybody that works under her, they must do what they're told to do. Okay. And so until we get those people out of there and get these people, get new regime, people that really are concerned about the working class like you and me, I think Sunline would be a better place because there's some good people, man, that work here. I've met some really great people. How we do it, how we chop it up. We get our job done, right? We take care of business, but we have fun doing it. And
Yeah.
so that's what, work should be a fun place, man. We should have to be worrying about if we're going to get a write-up when we come in. And now that we're union, we're being retaliated against.
Oh,
We
wow.
had a young lady that got rolled up, okay, and this new guy that they hired, senior supervisor David Estrada, came from waste management, okay, waste management. So they basically bought a trash man here, okay, and he wrote her up. And so we asked him, well, what's the deal here, man? What he told us that he wrote her up because she went home for lunch and that she falsified a document, basically her work log. Number one, past practices is that supervisors that live in the area can go home for lunch. So she shouldn't have got written up for that. Number two, she simply made a mistake on her entry on her log. And so he took it to another level and made her, like she was doing something. I mean, that's a heck of a charge, bro. You know what I mean? You don't do that to somebody, like that. And so what happened as a result, they failed under the Myers-Mills-Brown Act. They failed to meet and confer with us regarding her write-up. We were supposed to do an investigation, and so they never did that. So 2 days ago, we filed a PERG violation on Sunline. And guess what? There's 3 more coming. They're coming because the other one is that they're writing people up for clocking in and clocking out. I'm telling everybody now, if you've been clocking in at the screening area, okay, the moment you walk through that screening area, you are to get paid. I know the drivers are coming in 10 minutes early because they have to make it to dispatch to clock in. So guess what, folks? Sunline owes you money, okay? And any information you need, you can see me or see Anthony. I can give the information to him. And folks, you need to get your money. That's 2 years worth of pay they owe you. But you think Sunline ain't gonna tell you that? No, they're gonna keep it under the rug. They're gonna keep lying to you. And that's what they do. They've been lying to us for many, many years. So like I said, to answer your question, Anthony, is that we got to come together. ATU and the Teamsters need to come together. Okay, we hold the power there now. Okay, and we need to collaborate. We need to stand strong and stand firm and say enough is enough. And we're not going to take this mess anymore. So I believe us coming together will make a big change.
I agree. I agree. That's why we started this YouTube movement and the strike movement, because we want change. We're tired of being stepped on. We're trying to treat it like second best. We are the heart of the operation.
Yes,
People depend on us. If they give us the proper tools to be out there and move people, not buses that are breaking down, hydrogen plants that break down. We need buses that keep these people moving. I think management has been doing this so long that they need to be investigated. And that's why we're part of this movement to expose the corruption that has been going on since Lauren Skyver took the leadership. She's running Sunline into the ground, and it's our job to get this company back in order for the people.
yes, sir. I agree, man. I agree wholeheartedly. Man, you have my support. Anything I can do on my end to take this movement forward. I'm always in there, because it's like you say, man, it's about the truth, man. The truth will set you free, but if you keep underhanding and covering up and lying to the workforce and all of that stuff, and where's the money at and things like that, man, like you said, it runs it in the ground. This will never be a prosperous agency the way it is.
They're taking every cent out of it and lining their pockets, and we're getting the short end of the stick. So I want to thank you, Marcus, for spending these late hours with us. I mean, with me, helping me expose, and also getting your voice so people can hear of what's really going on behind this picture perfect fantasy world that Sunline's the perfect place. I love my job. I love people, but I don't love the people that are running this agency to the ground. And it's a sad deal, but we're here to make a change. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll have you back on and exposing other issues that take place, corrupted officials being exposed.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, man.